We've seen Anthony Hopkins do critically acclaimed roles in movies such as Nixon and The Silence of the Lambs, but the one movie he did in 2005, about 20 years ago, called The World's Fastest Indian, must be the most overrated movie he's ever played in. The first sad thing about it is that the movie, despite the story being very accurate, it is not done in a satisfying way. With the whorehouse accommodation, the way it's tricked by a flower girl on the street, the movie could simply have needed a lot more dramatization. When they first choose to go in this more comedy direction, why not make it a bit more exaggerated? The result is unfortunately a movie that feels like a kind of comedy. Sure, some events are better than others, and some of them might give you a good laugh, but a lot of the time you feel that you could have made the events a bit grander and not so accurate as they are, perhaps. Anthony Hopkins does, of course, a good role as this strange old man in the local New Zealand neighborhood, a place called Corny. Nevertheless, the story progresses too slow, and he should have been on that speed track a lot earlier in the movie. Actually, the real story was that he was at that track, trying to beat that record a lot of times, while the movie gives you the impression that he only went there once, before you get that information in the credits. Of course, we understand the attempt to show the journey leading up to his lifelong dream, but we could have gotten there a lot sooner. Because that backstory in the beginning, when he is helped by his kid, preyed upon for being a black sheep among the neighborhood or being on the lemon tree, adding to the strange character, is not in any way an entertaining beginning, and it goes on for too long part of the movie. If we talk about the comedy touch we have investigated a bit before, we could say that some events in the movie are quite funny, as this movie feels way more like a culture crash kind of thing, such as Crocodile Dundee. But I feel the movie at times tries to be a sports drama, especially towards the end, and it would have been better if you did that for more of the movie. Perhaps cutting out a little of the backstory in Evan Cargill would be an interesting option to create a better movie. This movie is more about the journey to break the record and not so much the events when he actually breaks the record. And that's the biggest problem with the movie. That's why I will give this one a 5 out of 10, and I'm not impressed like a lot of other people are with the movie.